Hi everyone, Melissa here. Today I'm going to be trying out a new brand that I have for some reason not tried before. I've seen this brand around a lot. It's iGel Beauty. I know that they are known for having really big jars. They come in 2-ounce jars, and for also having really great sales pretty much all the time. So it's such an incredibly affordable powder to get. You do get a lot, but it's great because you can split jars with people and just have a little bit extra of those colors you really love. But I'm excited to give them a try because I haven't yet. I got quite a few things to try here. Well, I got not really quite a few things. I've got liquids. So they come in these cute little boxes, the liquids do. I got the Dipp'd liquids. I also got gel, base coat, and top coat. I've got a brush saver and a nourish oil and a bond. Okay. So I've got all of these, and then I got their buffer kit, which is fantastic because I've needed new files. If you've seen in my videos, they are kind of well loved, so definitely getting some new files is fantastic. I'm excited about this. So I'm gonna get into the colors I got. I picked out a gorgeous, it's one of their mermaid glitters called Ocean Enchantress. It has kind of like a beautiful like pink shift to it, and there are actually little rose colored foils in there too. It's so pretty. And I got Vintage Lace, which is a really nice kind of like a pinky creamy color. On the website it said it is a sheer, which is part of the reason I came up with the design that I'm gonna do today. It kind of inspired me to try something I've had on my mind, kind of like a sandwiched Milkbath type, I don't even know how to explain it, design. But I thought these two colors would go gorgeous together. It did end up that this color is not quite as sheer as I'd expected it to be, so I have their clear as well, and I do have a little bit that I've mixed together. We've learned that if something is not quite as sheer as you need it to be, you can make it sheer as you need it to be. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this design. I'm gonna pull out the liquids I'm gonna be using. I'm going to be using their Dipp'd liquids. I've never used them before. This is the first time I'm taking these out of the box. This is the gel. Now I'm planning to just use Dipp'd liquids for this application. However, I don't have any clue about the dry time on this base coat, so if it ends up that it dries too quickly for me to do this technique, I may pull out the gels if I have to make things work, but we will see. I am going to start by doing a layer of the base coat on each nail, just because I have the peel base down and it does cause dip bases to dry more quickly. It causes a quick cure on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a layer down, that way we can get a more accurate representation of the how quickly the base coat dries when I do the application. Okay, thoughts so far, there is a strong smell with this, stronger than the liquids that I use usually. So I will be wearing my mask as often as I can throughout the video to try and avoid dip flu. It is a much stronger super glue kind of smell, but I just happen to have problems with dip flu, so I'm gonna wear my mask. The brush, I love this brush. It's a nice short brush, which makes it very easy to control your application. It's also a nice thin brush, which makes it great for smaller nails because you can fan it out and it doesn't get too wide. It makes it easier for very precise application. Okay, now that first layer I put down is dry. So we're gonna start working on the design that I wanna do today. I'm gonna be using the glitter first. I'm going to be applying it just kind of to this corner in kind of ombre style. I will be doing some hand placement of some glitters too, because when you do this, the larger glitters just don't like to stick sometimes, and I definitely want some larger glitters to peek through. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use just a little short eyeshadow brush. I like these short ones for any kind of ombre effect that I do. I feel like it makes it easier to kind of control where your powder goes. So now we're gonna test kind of the dry time on this and see how long it'll stay wet to try and get some good application of glitter in an ombre fashion. Ombre-ish fashion, I guess. I'm not trying to make it perfect here. Just gonna apply some liquid to this corner. I'm gonna do a pretty decent amount that I would usually. A little bit thicker application to really catch the glitter. Okay, so that worked really well. I mean, it's actually still a little tacky and would probably still take more. Let me see if I can place some. I'm gonna go ahead and just dab some more base on around this area and put some more larger pieces down by hand. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that on the rest of these, just the same thing. Okay, now I've got the glitter down that first layer on all the nails. Some of my first thoughts here, there's a kind of a thinness to these glitters, to this glitter that is, it's like thinner and more bendable than some of the other glitters I've used that are similar to do a similar kind of application, and it makes them really just kind of stick easily to the nail, but also bend and really fit the shape of the nail well, which I think is going to help make the nail easy to file and buff and help with that, the thinness there, but it just kind of like melts on. It's really nice. So next I'm going to use my mix that I made. Okay, so this mix I made, I just used this little Beautycom jar that I have. I did, because it was already kind of sheer, I didn't want to do the half and half or anything with quite that much clear. I did about maybe a 60-40 or 70-30, somewhere in that range, split of color to clear, so that it made it a little bit more sheer than it already was. And I went ahead and just mixed that ahead of time, so that you can see just in this little jar, and that's what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 full dips on the nail, and then the third one I'm going to cover about to here, but you'll see when I do it. Okay, as this is the first full dip I did on the nail with the base, I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on the application of the liquid. As you can see, it goes on really nice and smooth. That's a really nice even layer, no streaks or anything. The consistency is amazing. It's not too thin, didn't run in the cuticles. It's not too thick, causing like streaks or bumps or making it difficult to make a nice even coat. It's really the kind of consistency that I prefer. It just gives that beautiful coverage. Okay, I went ahead and just stopped after the 2 dips because I am going to be adding a little more glitter here and then more of the dip powder, and I don't want this area to get too thick, so I stopped at the 2 dips. I am going to activate this and just file and smooth this out, get this area here with the glitter thinned out a little bit before I add more layers over the top. So we're going to get our activator now. And I'm gonna just kind of time how long it takes for this activator to solidify the dip layers. And keep in mind, this is only 2 layers, so it shouldn't take too long, but we'll see. I will say I love that the activator brush is longer and it actually is wider, it seems, than the base coat brush. That allows you to apply more and quicker. It's pretty well thought out if this was intentional, because this needs a like smaller, more precise application, while this just needs to kind of go on and cover the whole thing. So. Okay, so now that is dry. I'd say that was about a full 2 minutes for it to be fully dry. You want to make sure it's fully dry before you start filing, especially when it's over the top of glitter, because you can end up filing the powder off of the top of the glitter and then just ruins the look. But yeah, about 2 minutes, which is a pretty standard dry time for an activator. I do have some that dry much quicker, but it's pretty common dry time. So I'm gonna go ahead and file these. Oh, hold on. No, I'm gonna use these. I need to try these. Okay, so I've got 2 buffing blocks, 100 180 and a 220 280, so a much more coarse grit here. And then we have a 240, whoa, a 150 and a 180 for our files. Oh, nice. Smooth buffer here. Okay, those are nice, and I love the shape of them. I usually use the banana files. I love the curve shape. It helps you get into the cuticle, so that's going to be very nice. We're going to start with 180, and I do need to prime this because it is brand new. I don't want to cut my cuticle, so I'm going to take this one, rub across the edge there to get rid of the sharpness. Okay, so our goal here is to file enough so that we can better see the glitter through the sheer layers, but not so much that you file down to the glitter and actually like reveal it. We don't want to see the glitter, we just want to see it through. Okay, so that is good for now, because we're going to do more filing after we apply a few more layers, or a couple more layers of things. So I'm going to start by doing another layer of the dip base coat over the top of these, because there's activator in the lower layers. It will cause the next layer that I put on to dry very quickly. I'm going to apply this quickly because I don't want to end up contaminating the base coat by using it on layers that have activator in it. That's always a risk you take, but I'm going to do this very quickly to try and prevent that. Also on the file, I loved this file. I mean, it could just be that I haven't used a brand new file in a very long time, but it filed so well. And honestly, this whole kit is like, I think $8. It's so incredibly affordable for all this huge variety of different kinds of files and buffers. So yeah, I love them. I recommend for sure. Okay, I'll go ahead and throw this on real quick and then get into the rest. Okay, now I'm going to put some more glitter on. I'm gonna do it the opposite end of where I put these, so I'm gonna do just a little bit along this edge of the cuticle, just small. Okay, now that that glitter is down, I'm gonna do another layer of the sheer mix that I made. Going to be going from all the way down at the cuticle to about here with the base for this. I don't want to come all the way down and cover up that corner. In fact, I'm going to be filing it down probably a little bit more just to reveal a little bit more of the glitter, but we'll see. You know, I completely forgot to put my mask on for this part, and honestly, the smell isn't quite as bad as I originally thought. I didn't get too many fumes that came up to my face, so I don't really have that many problems with the scent, so I don't know. But I am going to put the mask back on for this last coat. I'm going to do one dip of clear and then activate, and we'll just start filing. Okay, so I've got those filed and buffed. I'm going to follow the top coat steps now. I kind of wanted to try the gel top coat, but I figured since I'm doing all dip powder application, I should probably test that dip powder top coat out. So I checked the website for instructions on this because I always like to follow the instructions of the brand when it comes to dip top coats, because I know timing is different for different ones. It didn't have a specific timing for drying of the activator that I saw. I think it said to do a layer of base, wait 60 seconds, and then do the layer of activator, and then wait 30 seconds, and then do the top coat. I think that's kind of what it was getting at, so I'm going to try that. I don't usually do a layer of base coat over the top after I've filed and buffed and stuff like that before activation and top coat, unless I've done, you know, drawn and designed. I do sealed, like, drawn designs like that sometimes, but for now, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so far while I'm waiting for this to dry, I do see some kind of like pitting occurring while it's drying. It's not drying smooth, so I don't know if I've done something off in the timing. If any of you have used these liquids and they're more familiar with a good timing that works for them to have them work properly, let me know and I'll try that out the next time I try these liquids. But for now, I think once these are dry, I'm going to buff it and just put the gel over the top. Okay, so my camera cut off, but I went ahead and used the Nourish oil as well on my cuticles. They were looking very dry, and I think it's kind of got like a pineapple-y scent. If anybody knows the scent of this, let me know. But yeah, it's very nice. It has a nice smell. So I got those all done and all oiled up. I think that this design turned out pretty good. The color turned out a little more white than I was expecting as far as the sheer color, but it could probably just my skin tone. That's making it look more white than it is. But I think this design turned out pretty cool. I was hoping it would have kind of like a dimensional effect. Definitely wanted this to look like it was on a different layer than these ones, and I think I accomplished that pretty well. Sometimes what's in my head doesn't come out perfectly on my nail, but as long as I like it and you like it, then I think that I'm happy. But as far as iGel goes, the powders are great. They apply beautifully. The base coat I think is fantastic. Big fan of that. I need some advice on the top coat and what I might have done wrong with that. And the files, I mean, these are amazing. I'm in love with the files, the file kit. So hope you enjoyed this video today. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.